evening. I'm Jacob Reimer. The Blue Jackets are back on home ice tonight, hosting the Dallas Stars. Charlie Coyle will skate in his 1,000th career NHL game tonight. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock. You can catch the action here on the Fan starting at 6:30. On the hardwood tonight, the 12th-ranked Ohio State women's basketball team returns to action as they host Indiana. They're going for their 7th win in a row. Tip-off from the Shot is at 8 o'clock. Tyler Danberg has the call over on the Fan 2 coverage starting at 7:45. And an update to the coaching carousel in the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens are hiring Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter as their next head coach. Minter's first NFL job was with the Ravens in 2017 through 2020, and now he has signed a 5-year deal to be their next head coach. This update sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bring it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
No, that team's stealing away. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Off and rolling here on a Thursday. I'm Brandon Beam hanging out with our guy, the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy, Reimer behind the glass. If you're watching on YouTube, Pat is just straight up raw dogging an avocado right now.
It's delicious.
Nicole Sheeran gave it to you, was just trying to offer it to anybody who would listen. Nobody would take it, and you were the shining knight. You took her avocado, and you're just smashing it right here on the air.
That might be the greatest open to a show ever.
Actually, it made you go get a spoon because you were going to just eat it with your hands in your mouth. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the best way to navigate things. Yeah, eat the skin, too. Yeah. It's fine.
I am the type of person, if you are willing to give me free things, there's very little I will take. The best beer, free beer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
Best meals, free meals.
Yeah, exactly. Free avocado.
Well, yeah, now you're going to eat less. It's great. It's a great fruit, Pat, an avocado is. We got a great show lined up for you here tonight. Quickie for us, 6:30. We'll get you out to Nationwide Arena. We got the Jackets taking on the Stars over at 7 o'clock. Coverage will begin at 6:30. We got a pair of Skip Mossick's personal tickets to Ohio State basketball against Penn State on Monday to give away in our next segment. What's burning with the Buckeyes with you right now? What's going on in your mind?
Not a ton, really, because it's kind of quiet period. At least we're talking football. Basketball, obviously, full steam ahead, 2 wins in a row.
Yep.
Not the most convincing the other night against Minnesota. Had to go to overtime.
I'm with the way that I am with this team right now. I don't care how you do it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter. A win is a win in the Big Ten, and especially at home where you need to defend home court. Like, they've actually been pretty good on the road. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night up in Ann Arbor as they go up there. But I'm at a point now where I'm like, we've talked for so many years about close losses. It seems that the tide may be turning, and a couple of years ago, 1 year ago, maybe Ohio State would have found a way to lose that game against Minnesota the other day. Earlier in the season, they found ways to lose these games, and so I don't really care how they come. I thought it was a great performance over the weekend against UCLA. You had a nice run. You opened up. You blew out Minnesota early. They came back knocking. You knew their backs were up against a wall with 3 straight losses going into that game. I don't care at this juncture, as Ron Stokes would like to say, how this looks at all, as long as you are competitive and you come away with a win.
Yeah, I would like to see one of these bench guys that we had Gabe Cupps had that 9-point game. Nguyen has had a couple.
He had an awesome game against Minnesota.
Yeah, not defensively. 9 rebounds. Not defensively, because no big man on the court could defend anybody. Yeah. But
I guess awesome in terms of what we've been getting out of him.
Correct. But then, like, Colin White, obviously, comes in, gives energy, has the big steal in overtime. And
where's that at, man?
Yeah,
do that.
But that's what I'm saying is I would like to see one of these guys do it for 2 or 3 games in a row. And it doesn't have to be 10 points. Colin White's impact on the stat sheet was small, but his impact in the game was felt.
He had a nice pass to Junie in the corner.
Yeah, the 3 that tied it.
Had a couple of loose balls that he jumped on.
Yeah, I mean, he probably could have ended up with like 5 or 6 offensive rebounds instead of just 2. So, like, good. That's great to see in one game, but you need these guys to be doing this 3 or 4 games in a row, building confidence, establishing themselves, because I think that's going to be the difference in some of these games, especially once you get on the road. Is, what do you get off of the bench? Because we know they don't have a deep bench. They don't have a bench that's going to come out and you can expect 20 points and 10 rebounds or whatever it may be. But they need the effort. Jake Diebler's talked about. They need the aggressiveness, things like that. So it was good to see. I just would like to see a few guys put it together consistently.
Yeah, I would too. And we'll see that opportunity tomorrow up at Ann Arbor. We'll talk about that more on tomorrow's show. What's going on with the Buckeye coaching search, trying to bring in an offensive coordinator / head coach of the offense and try to retain the services of Matt Patricia. Before you give your take, this was earlier today. The guys in Morning Juice, they talked to Albert Breer of the MMQB. He was a diehard Buckeye fan. So Albert is obviously reporting, but he knows what's going on with Ohio State. He's an OSU alum. I always enjoyed talking to Albert. Maybe we'll try to get him on the show at some point, give him an outlet just to talk Buckeyes with us, maybe as we get closer to the NFL draft in April. But here is what Albert Breer had to say about possible defensive coordinator opportunities for him in the NFL.
What a lot of people around here want to know is we can merge little NFL and college. Matt Patricia on the short list, I'm sure, for some of these defensive coordinator positions that are still open. Like, what is his appeal? And do you think that he would be someone that, some of these guys would be looking to add on staff, whether they're building a whole staff out or even in a place like Dallas where there's an opening at the DC position?
Sure. I mean, I think, let's say if Matt Nagy had gotten the Tennessee job, I think he may have made a run at trying to get Patricia. No, obviously that's off the table because, Robert Saleh got the job. Robert runs a completely different system than that. So, that's not in play the way it was. So I think these things sort of float around this time of year and coaches have their wish lists. And so I don't think you guys would be surprised to hear that Patricia's on a couple of these guys' lists, but doesn't mean he's going anywhere. It's just sort of going to come down to what he wants. And I haven't gotten any sort of indication right now that he's closing in on one of the DC jobs. But I think if he really wanted to pursue one, it might be there for him.
Okay. Yeah. You heard it from the man himself. He covers the NFL better than anybody else, I think, across the league. Does a terrific job. Again, hit the follow button for him on X at Albert Breer. If there was a guy who knew and was very tied into what was going on in NFL circles, trying to hire and target Matt Patricia, it would be him. So if you were having any panic at all, I think that kind of stamped out the panic for you a little bit.
Yeah, and if you pay attention on social media to recruiting, Matt Patricia is out on the road with Ryan Day.
Yes, he is.
Currently this week, which doesn't mean he's staying necessarily,
right.
But I think it's a positive sign that he's not actively out there trying to get another job. It just feels different, I'll say, than a year ago with Chip Kelly. I think leaving Atlanta for the national championship, coming back to Columbus, my delay in Baltimore, I was pretty confident that I'd seen Chip Kelly at Ohio State as the offensive coordinator for the last time. I did not feel that way leaving, where were we? Dallas for the playoff quarterfinal. I felt like, and I mentioned this when we talked about it a week or so ago, when we talked to Matt Patricia in the locker room, it was very much about next year. Here's the things we got to do.
And that can change.
That definitely can change. But I think it sounded positive. Look, from my understanding, Ohio State knows what, the ball is in Matt Patricia's court. If there's an NFL team that comes in, unless they give some sort of absurd offer that Ohio State just, it's not worth them.
Which is what Chip Kelly got.
Exactly.
It was a 2 or 3 year contract at $6 million a year.
Right.
You got to go. You got to leave.
Yeah. Unless something like that happens, and I would be surprised if it does. I think Ohio State is willing to match pretty much whatever and make him the highest paid coordinator if that's what he wants. It's got to come down to what Matt Patricia wants, and we just don't know that for sure. I think he, as I've said before, I think he really likes Ohio State. I think he really likes his family being around this whole college thing that's a very different atmosphere than the pros. But, does he want to be back in the NFL? He certainly is riding high right now. As for the offensive coordinator, I think things are just kind of getting going.
Yeah.
I think Ryan
Phase 2 of the offseason.
Yes. Ryan wanted to get through the transfer portal stuff. They got through that for the most part. Then there's the Patricia stuff. But also, not that it necessarily has to be an NFL guy, but I think he's clearly enamored with NFL coordinators. We've seen that. So, get all your options on the table. Let's see what's available with the NFL. Let's remember, last year Matt Patricia was officially hired, though it was reported before then, I think February 20th. So that's a month away. I would not be surprised.
I don't like to be patient, though, Pat.
I know, and I completely get why people don't. But if you get it right, you feel pretty good about it after the fact, right?
Yeah.
Even if you had to wait.
Yeah, for sure you do. So a lot going on kind of in Buckeye land. Again, phase 2 just underway, looking for a head coach of the offense, offensive coordinator. Again, I'm still not how sure they're going to work out like the full-time assistants and the recruiting and everything, which I think will be kind of a unique it'll be a unique experience for Ohio State either way they decide to do it.
Yeah, and I just remind people, you can have 10 assistants that can go on the road recruiting.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you can only have 10 assistants. And you can kind of figure out.
They don't just have 10 assistants.
No,
they
correct.
have plenty more than
right.
that.
But even a coordinator, in theory, could be a guy that doesn't go on the road recruiting if you decided to work it out that way.
Yeah, for sure. So interesting stuff going on over at the Woody. With that, again, you can go listen to their full talk on Morning Juice's podcast or on the YouTube channel where you can watch them every morning from 6 to 8. All kinds of good stuff over there with them. Great stuff out of Albert, as always. Pat's big Buckeye thoughts coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Around here, it's all-wheel drive all year round. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through February 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on any new 26 Highlander or Grand Highlander, including hybrid models, with approved credit through TFS. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
From the first whistle to the final play, being a Buckeye fan calls for commitment and support. Nature Made vitamins are your winning play. From the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand, Nature Made is made to care for fans on game day and every day. So you can go all in on big wins, tough losses, and still show up for your team every time. Nature Made, proud vitamin and supplement sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the Fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app, TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination.
This is Paul Keels for RV Wholesalers. Peace of mind, that's what you get when purchasing your next RV from RV Wholesalers. With every new RV purchase, Ohio residents receive the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. If your RV is in the shop, RV Wholesalers will give you a free loaner. Also with a Buckeye Service Guarantee, you'll receive free delivery in the state of Ohio and 3-day RV exchange. That's the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. Only at RV Wholesalers in Lakeview, Mansfield, Delaware, and RVW.com. RV Wholesalers, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Save time, reduce costs, and eliminate printer frustrations with modern office methods. Your award-winning managed print services provider. We know how to help your business reduce the cost of office printing by identifying necessary print and paper waste. We can improve your printer fleet and decrease the amount of printer frustration. Why wait? Start saving time and money today. Start with our comprehensive print fleet assessment by going to momnet.com and click on free assessment.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are tracking our next winter storm arriving here as we head into the weekend, and winter storm watches have been issued across central and southern Ohio here going through Saturday into Sunday as we are tracking snow beginning Saturday evening, and the heaviest snow will be falling for Saturday night into Sunday. And once all is said and done, we are looking at 6 to 12 inches of snowfall across central and southern Ohio here by Sunday night. And once that snow clears out, we are tracking some bitter cold here for Monday and Tuesday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
It's time for your daily dose of vitamin B. B stands for Buckeyes, just in case that wasn't clear. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hanging out with my guy Patrick Murphy tonight, coming up at 6:30. We'll get you out to Nationwide Arena. Pat, fire a number at us.
6.
Caller number 6 right now. 614-821-9710. You get in. You talk to Reimer. You're going to be going to watch Buckeye basketball Monday, 7 o'clock over at the Shot against Penn State via Skip Mossick's personal tickets, which he transferred them to me today.
Could that be Puff Johnson's debut?
It's a great question.
It's also his number.
It is, yes, that's true. I didn't even think
it's
about
also
that.
his old team.
Yes, that's my thinking is like, are you going to throw him out there against Michigan? Maybe not.
I don't think, I mean, he hasn't been practicing for a week.
Right. But like next week, could you bring him off the bench and play like 10, 15 minutes against his former team?
Yeah, probably. Depending on how tomorrow evening goes.
Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
614-821-9710. Again, you're caller number 6. You get into Reimer, and you'll be going to see the Buckeyes against the Nittany Lions on Monday. After Snowmageddon. After Snowpocalypse.
It's just Snowbeam.
I know it's just snow. Everybody's all worried about it. I was so dreading going to Costco this morning just because we had stuff that we needed to get. It wasn't like a run because of the snow, but we were dangerously low on like toilet paper. I'm like, well, I should go, drop the boy off at daycare. I'm like, I'm just going to do this 10 o'clock on a Thursday. I'm going to get there and we'll see how crazy it is. You know what? I was pleasantly surprised.
Oh, good.
And usually I'm like a special ops agent at Costco. Like I know where everything is at that I need and I'm in and I'm out. I'm not looking around. I'm not, farting around looking for anything else. Like I'm in and I'm out.
Yeah.
And it was like a normal Thursday morning. So I was very proud of Central Ohio because you know what? We live here and we've been through it before. It's just snow.
Right.
It's snow.
Yeah. Turns out you can still go to Costco when it snows.
Yes.
If you really needed to.
Yes. If it's open and we're not in a level 3 snow emergency.
That's true.
So I don't know what's going to happen this weekend. We're going to get some snow on Saturday evening into Sunday.
There was some snow last night.
There was some snow, which also turned into ice. And I almost busted my butt walking down the driveway this morning with Willie trying to get to the car.
Yeah, I was on my run today and I was almost done and I hit like this patch of ice and I was just like, oh goodness, don't fall now.
It's not a worse feeling in the world than when you start to lose your balance and you slip, like you feel yourself falling backwards. You're like, boy, if I go down here, one, I'm going to look extremely unathletic, which I am.
Right.
But then you save yourself, and then I don't know how you feel about it when that happens to you. I like check my extremities to make sure I don't I didn't pull a muscle or anything.
Yeah. Well, and it just, especially when it's cold out like that, it just hurts. Like falling on a summer day is bad enough, but
what would make you fall on a summer day, Pat?
I don't know. You just trip over things. I don't know. You don't trip over things randomly?
Go on a run and trip on a crack or something
First of all, you guys are way overestimating me. I'm not running.
You want to hear a funny run story that happened to me this week?
Absolutely.
I was almost back to my home, and there was a couch being moved, and they were on the porch. But I'm looking up, and I see the couch, like, and the mover there. What I don't notice is that he had done like a ladder out to roll the couch. It wasn't really a ladder, but like those long to roll the couch out on. and I almost ran straight into it. I was, because it was early this week, so it was still a little icy. So I'm kind of looking down. It's the end of my run, so I'm running a little harder, trying to get done. And I see this thing as far away as you and I are, and I'm coming in
like
fast.
A Scooby-Doo stop.
Yeah, good thing I put my hands out, because otherwise it would have been straight to the gut, knocked the air out of me,
Final Destination style.
I would have fallen backwards and felt that way. But I got home and I told Sarah, my fiance, that, and she was just like, that would have been funny to watch.
Yeah, it would have been funny to watch.
Also, she was concerned that I ran into it.
Yeah, I mean,
ladder,
it is concerning as how old are you, Pat?
36.
As a 36-year-old man, my 2.5-year-old, when we were in a parking lot, just walked into a truck because he was looking at something else. I don't know what he was looking at, but I'm like, hey, dude, watch out. 3, 2, 1, boom. Head first right into the tailgate. You all right? Yeah, I'm okay.
I think I told you this when we were talking about how you never jumped into Mirror Lake, but a girl I was dating in college, first or second Mirror Lake jump, ran into the back of a horse cop.
So ran into the back of a horse's rear end.
Yes, I mean, definitely drunk, but was turned around to say something to us and just runs right into, and we didn't really see it because it's dark out and the horse is, dark, and just right into it.
I bet a lot of people could see the horse, Pat. I mean, they don't blend in that well.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We probably couldn't see that well. I didn't say it was because it was dark.
You definitely couldn't see that well. We had breaking news in the NFL. Reimer mentioned it in the update. Jesse Minter is heading to Baltimore. I believe, there are 4 NFL jobs open? 5? 5 NFL jobs still open. Cards, Browns, Raiders, Steelers, and then the Bills are still open, which makes 5 jobs. So if you're wondering about coaches leaving, going off to the NFL, you still got 5 of them to navigate. And I would have to assume, and we all know what happens when you assume, but none of these staffs that are participating in this weekend's games are going to be making a ton of changes from their coaching perspective. So the NFL coaching circle and the carousel is still spinning. Again, we got a lot going on in that league, but I don't know if these 4 teams in the playoffs in the conference championship round will be making that many tweaks.
Could you see any of their coordinators?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I mean, I know, at least from a Rams perspective, they've had multiple coordinators do interviews, which I think is ridiculous because you only have to look as far as the Bengals to see that can go very poorly because Sean McVay runs that thing. But, best of luck.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think all Bengals fans are not very excited about that.
The Packers, Matt LaFleur was also a Rams coordinator at one point, so it's not always bad.
I mean, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
I mean, he was under duress and fire in Green Bay this year.
Yeah, but really?
No, I agree. They should keep him. I think he's a terrific coach.
Yeah.
Even though Ben Johnson did beat him twice this year and once in the playoffs. What else is burning with the Buckeyes, Pat? We talked about offseason phase 2 beginning.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State's starting winter workouts next week, so they're on a little bit of a respite. At least the football team is. So they got that going for them, which is nice. They're going to be thrust back into winter workouts next week. But what else is kind of burning in your mind right now?
Yeah, it is crazy since you bring that up. Just this is when the work really starts, right? When no one's watching, that type of thing. I know they say that a lot around there.
Champions are made when no one is watching.
Yeah, and I remember before, I think it was the Big Ten championship game, their hype trailer that they put out on Thursday evenings.
At 6:30.
At 6:14, actually.
Okay.
That that kind of focused on that to start and went back to some of the clips from that.
Just like the Seahawks hype video did this week.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's the same result. But the work starts now, and you have to put in the right effort, have the right mindset, all of that. This is the beginning, and if this doesn't get handled the right way, your season doesn't go the way you want. And I was talking with one of our guys over at Bucknuts the other day just about the schedule next year. And I know this year's schedule looked more daunting on paper before the season than it turned out to be, but it's hard to imagine that next year's schedule won't be pretty difficult with those games that they have.
Oh, it's going to be a monster. How excited are you for the schedule release next Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm very interested.
And how upset were you that you didn't have a schedule yet?
Yes, very. I've asked multiple times over at Ohio State, any word on this? What's going on? But
we'll wait till the national championship game's over.
Yeah, it's fine. They don't really need to do it. But I think, you have one home game, and it's the Indiana game that's closer than 8 hours. Or one away game, I'm sorry, that's closer than 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you're going out to USC, right?
Yeah, Nebraska, Wisconsin,
Iowa.
or Nebraska and Iowa. They play Oregon at home. You go to Texas. Like it's a daunting one. Obviously, teams are going to change. Like maybe USC isn't as good again next year. Maybe Indiana has a bit of a step back after 2 really good years. Who knows what that's going to look like? But it's definitely going to be challenging. And so you've got to put the work in now.
You do only have 5 road games next year, which is nice.
Yeah. Indiana's interesting. We were talking about this with a couple people at the basketball game the other night. Like now you've done it. Mm-hmm. And you haven't been a program like Ohio State, but even Ohio State had to deal with the defending national champions. Like everybody does, right? So how do you as Indiana, and I know that they've defied all of the logic when it comes
literally
to this.
all of it.
Yeah. But
it's like humans defying gravity, what they've done.
Yeah. Like Wicked.
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't.
Wicked or Goo? Yeah, I got nothing on the Wicked references.
But yeah, how does Curt Cignetti, how do the players, how does the staff, and obviously Curt Cignetti's won at different levels. He's been a part of a national championship with Alabama, but it is different. And Ohio State saw that at times this year. And, I think it got to them a little bit at points. I think they handled it about as well as you can. But how does Indiana do that? And, I know the roster is going to change and they're going to bring in transfer guys and they already have.
The roster always changes.
Yeah. But is that sustainable? Can you do that year over year and be successful, or are you going to miss some years and it's going to all collapse on you?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because we had Joshua Perry on last night and I kind of asked him that same question. You go from being the hunter, which no animal was worried about you hunting them, and now you're the hunted with the target on your back. How do you handle that? And what's that like? And Joshua Perry, again, you can go back and watch the YouTube show. You can listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcast from. Kind of echoed those same sentiments. Like, can you do it? My counter argument's like, well, I think success at Indiana is not necessarily winning a national championship. Like success at Indiana, getting into the college football playoff, the standard that Curt Cignetti has set for them, you're going to lose games, right? Like college football is difficult. We know that. It's just, can you win the games at the clip at which he's been winning at such a sustained rate? Can you do that over and over and over again? And history would tell you no, because it is impossible. Literally, no coach has ever done that. So, again, what's their standard? They're giving him a lot of money. He just got a big contract extension after every year. Like if he makes the college football playoff, shout out to his agent too, because that's a terrific clause that he has in his contract. But I think the standard there now is firmly make the college football playoff, compete in the Big Ten. That's what it is.
Yeah. And the other interesting thing is how teams try and emulate what Indiana's done.
Yeah.
I don't think if you're Ohio State, you take too much from that. But if you're one of these other programs that's been trying to get successful, can you do that without a Curt Cignetti? Because he's the key of all.
Or
of it,
who is the next Curt Cignetti, right? Like
but
Alex
is there
at Auburn?
But even is there a Curt Cignetti? Like the way that he's done it,
he's one of them.
Did you see the Google thing last night?
I did see that. If you Googled Curt Cignetti, it just says under his name, yes, he won, which is awesome. Good job for the Google devs on doing that. Pat, I had such a great time with you tonight. Let's do it again tomorrow. A little pregame action before the Buckeyes up in Ann Arbor, all right?
All right, sounds good.
Everybody have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the cold. We'll be back for 1 hour tomorrow leading into Buckeye Hoops. For now, we got Jackets time up next on The Fan.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports